Hank Paulson, Treasury Secretary, all week. These kinds of presidential-style consultations are aimed at being a reassuring presence, adding some gravitas to him. And it's very weird. If you step back here, you're looking at a guy who is new to the national stage, who is trying to portray himself as the calm in the storm, and someone who's been in Washington for a very long time, who is looking much more edgy, much more active, and saying, I can shake things up. The question is, what are voters looking for right now? If you're a nervous investor, do you want someone to shake things up, shake Washington up, or calm things down, Obama style? I mean, you know, that's what people are being faced with right now.
Here's the problem, Steve, and I realize, you know, you've got a Democratic perspective on this, but for any candidate whose party is the incumbent party, the difficulty is trying to find a lane to travel where you can sort of rage against the incumbent without it reflecting on you. And that's sort of the test for John McCain now. Who does he go after that doesn't, you know, end up splashing back on him?
Well, the funny thing is, I think he's actually probably playing all that in his head as he reacts to this. What he really ought to do is step back and act presidential. He really could learn a little bit from Senator Obama here, who, you know, for all the talk about him not spending much time in Washington, actually is acting far more presidential right now than Senator McCain. Look at what he did. He came out and he said this is a very serious crisis. He said this is not the kind of crisis that we cannot meet because we're America and we can do anything that we set our minds to. I'm going to step aside right now for the time being and let Congress and the president and the people who are the financial experts do their job. And I'll have more to say later. And that's, frankly, what President Bush is doing, too. So in a funny way, Barack Obama is acting more like a president than Senator McCain. And I think it's because Senator McCain knows that he's been here for 26 years, knows that his party has been in charge for most of the last 12 years at least, that his party is philosophically against regulating financial markets, so he is in a tough spot. But he could have done himself a lot of good by acting a little bit more mature and and a little less edgy. Well,